And then I forgot to do that while we were waiting for that video. Well, this is awesome, guys. Hi, everybody. How's it going?
We're here.
We're here. I'm here finally. So I don't know what black cloud settled over my house tonight, but internet's not working and mobile data is not working. And just so everybody's clear, Bryan right now is currently cutting the tape on the box. We've been laughing about this all day, but there it is. He is opening the box as we speak, live on camera. So there we go.
I shamefully opened my box about an hour and a half ago just to make sure none of the samples had spilled. So there.
You guys,
clearly,
you got a hydrometer at your at the place there, Adam?
Yeah, I ran these through the gas chromatography already, so I know exactly what all of them are.
There you go.
That's fancy as shit.
Yeah, we definitely do not have one of those.
Small technical issue today. I got a black cloud over my house. Internet went down, and mobile data on my phone went down completely. So I have made the move over to my mom's house to use her internet and her lovely ambiance of the fireplace and everything, which is probably going to get turned off because it is hot in here. Yeah. So this is what we got going on here. We have to overcome and adapt to keep the show alive. So sorry for the late start. Thank you to everybody who hung around and waited. Hopefully you guys had fun in the chat, which I will catch up here in a minute. But without any further playing around, we might as well just go ahead and get started. And we'll kind of mix a little bit of the stuff together with the tastings. I hope you guys are all right with that. Yeah, so go ahead, get into sample number 1. You can actually you probably can pour them all so they all have a little time to open up, breathe.
That's what I'm trying to do.
And go ahead and start sniffing, tasting on sample number 1. And
I'm going to round 2.
Roll call. Okay, so we got spicy strawberry in here for was the earliest in here at 7:32 p.m. That can't be right. That's got to be when I got back on the StreamYard. Okay, so everybody jumped in at 7:32 p.m. Looks like. We got Whiskey Addict Mike. Bryan F is on the road with a nice little Kentucky trip, having fun. Got to meet Jimmy Russell today, and scored a couple cool things on the road so far. So cheers, Bryan. Thank you for coming in, even when you're on the road. We got the Whiskey Franco in the house. Bourbon with Friends podcast is here. Hope so. Corey is in the house. Thanks, Corey. Caesar is here. Jason Coates. Evening, Jason. Whiskey Shaman is here. How you doing, brother? Rough Spirits is here. Patty is here.
Huh.
Adam also tuning in. Good. I'm glad both participants are here in the chat. That's great.
I think we got Nora in the chat too.
Oh, good. I'm hoping she's talking a little smack in the chat throughout the evening.
I hope so too. We'll see.
You never know.
Drew. Hey, Drew. Whiskey Deke is here. Whiskey Deke is, we are hoping he is a undiscovered hero. He's got Marshall as his next showdown, and we are hoping that he comes out ahead on that one, because the thing is still on. Anybody who takes Marshall down gets a special little gift. Smoked by Ash Joe is here. Sorry, guys, if I missed you. I'm scanning this super fast. Whiskey House Pup House is here. Hey, Dylan. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys have not yet checked Ski House Pub House. Dylan doing some pretty cool stuff over there. He's over on YouTube. I think he's got Instagram as well. So yeah, absolutely. Check him out, please. I do not like running this off my laptop since I got used to doing it on my desktop. It's so much easier with the mouse.
Sometimes you just have to adapt.
Yeah, you have to. Spencer is in the house. Hey, Spencer, thanks for coming in. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Adam, what are you getting on this?
There's Nora. Hi, Nora. Thank you for coming in. Please talk smack to both the boys during this whole thing.
I'd have to go with a no spoilers policy for now.
No, you're good. I'll tell you. I think it's a scotch.
This isn't the first round where it's all loosey goosey. This time it's not throughout competition.
Yeah.
I already told you I'm here to lose.
It heats up a little bit in the second round. So now it's time to put serious faces on. I had my whiskeys poured for the show at home. So I just threw my caps on them and toted them over here. I'm sure there was not a law broken on that one, but you know.
Technically they're sealed, and if they're not within arm's reach.
Are you in the Northwoods of Wisconsin? Like, do you even have laws up there?
Yeah, and they're very strict about it up here nowadays. It used to be a little more laxed, but they're pretty strict on it nowadays. But my arms are pretty long. I can pretty much reach anywhere in the truck.
That's fair.
But yeah, this tastes super scotchy to me. So I agree on that. And even just from the color, you get a sense that this is probably on the malt side. But maybe we'll prove ourselves fools, but that's part of the fun of blind tasting.
Right?
And Martin, I'm going to award you with the first highlighted comment of the evening.
I don't care for that comment.
I am, so with our two guests tonight, I'm going to honor both of them. I'm going to drink a little bit from each one of them. If you guys don't know, I'm sure most of you do already, but Bryan is works for 10th Mountain Whiskey. Also the Bourbon with Friends podcast, both sponsors of the show, by the way. Not sure how that plays into anything here, but so for the first one, I'm drinking the single malt from 10th Mountain.
Nice.
Thanks.
Is that your first time having that?
No, I've had a little bit here and there. It's past the shoulder. My pores are small usually when I get into things, but I can tell you there's a dusty graininess behind it, but there is a front running like tutti frutti or some kind of fruit that I've like candied fruit or artificial fruit in some type of candy thing going on here, and I can't quite pinpoint what it is yet.
I'm not angry about that, but
no, I wouldn't be. It smells good.
Adam, do you think you got the distillery and bottle? I'm still trying to guess.
I have my guess. I don't have particularly high confidence in it, but we'll see where it lands.
Yeah,
I think
I'm about the same.
It could be what I guessed, but it could also be a number of other things. What do you think for the proof? Because that's sort of where I'm hung up on.
That's a good question for Bryan.
See, I am a whore with proof. I'm guessing mid 90s, in the 90s.
Yeah, I wrote down 92, and
that's what I wrote down. I did 92 on both things.
Yeah,
I think I know what I'm going to go with this at. Yeah.
Drew, I hope this isn't true. I'm just an average guy. You know what I mean? Just an average guy.
Yeah, I'm good.
I quite like it. I'm really enjoying it, so I will probably polish off this sample after we're done, unless I like one
Yeah.
of the other ones even better.
Same. But I got my bottle. I got everything. I'm good.
I like to
Yeah, me
hear
too.
when you guys actually like the samples.
Oh, this is great.
A few that have
Really
gone, but it is nice when you actually like the sample. All right. So you guys are both ready?
Yeah.
Thumbs up from Adam. Brian says yes. Brian, let's go ahead and start with you. General category.
Scotch.
I said single malt for general category.
All right.
Well,
Adam says single malt. What kind of scotch, Brian? Just
single malt.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Scotch single malt all the way.
Yes.
So that helps.
I got you. General ABV or generic ABV.
92.
Yeah, 92.
Generic casking.
Used.
I said ex bourbon. I don't know if that's generic enough.
That would be specific. So
So you used.
Yeah. Used for, yeah. Generic is used, new, or used and new.
Okay.
All right, Brian, specific category.
Scotch single malt.
Yeah, Scotch single malt.
Sticking with 92. I think
Same.
Aaron is as well. Or Adam, sorry. And then I'm gonna go used bourbon and sherry casks.
Oh, interesting. I'm going just ex bourbon.
Sherry. For Brian, ex bourbon for Adam. Adam, what was your specific ABV?
92.
Stayed 92. Distillery and bottle guess, Brian.
Talisker 10. I think it's Talisker, and I think it's the 10.
So I'm assuming your age guess then is going to be 10, but we'll cover that in a minute.
I mean, yeah.
Adam, distillery and bottle guess.
I'm going with Isle of Arran 10.
At least we're guessing the same ages and everything.
Yeah, we're like very much in the same wheelhouse, which
Yeah.
hopefully it's not like a, I don't know, Irish single malt or something, and then
We
just
both fucking fail.
yeah, exactly.
All right. Guys, go ahead and get into sample number 2. I see Donald Rance has joined us. Thank you, Donald. Appreciate you.
This has a finish to it. This is finished in something.
This is so different.
It is. Holy shit. Confused and intrigued by this at the same time.
I'm also confused and intrigued.
Cool. Sounds like I'm doing it.
Fucking accurately. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say this is a single malt though, just off the nose, but I know it's finished in something.
Well, that's very curious.
And I think this is a lower proof. So average proofing, yeah. Let's do that.
I think it's a little higher proof than the last one.
Really? I'm thinking it's lower.
Interesting. I feel like I'm so used to tasting samples that are not just a cask strength, but that are very cask strength, like 120 to 140, that like anything under
Right.
that kind of runs together.
I think this is going to be lower, but I know this is finished in something, and I just can't figure it out.
How evil would that be if I gave you guys a Lost Lantern sample or a 10th Mountain sample? Oof.
I wouldn't like
That would be
to.
really mean, which is why I know you wouldn't do it.
I have nothing to do with selecting the samples. I just run it through a randomizer. Whatever happens, whatever happens. Moises, thanks for jumping in, buddy. Appreciate you.
God, this is good though. Okay.
$65% might be a little high, Brian. Just haven't done the math on that yet, but I'm thinking it might be just a little high. You tasted a 155 proof sample yesterday? Ooh.
That sounds yummy.
Believe it or not, it was at cask strength.
Wow.
It's from a very dry, pretty high elevation climate. From a distillery we have not worked with before, but I think it's the highest proof sample that maybe I've ever seen.
Really? That sounds painful and intriguing.
All right, I'm closing in on something. I could be way off, but
So could I, but I'm gonna go with what my gut is on this ish.
Where do you guys fall on this one? Do you like this sample?
I like it
do.
less than the first one.
I like them both, but I also want to go back and change my answers for the first one too. Can I do that?
No.
Yep, no backsies.
No backsies?
It's an ancient law cemented on the playground when we were youths.
I think I agree with that. That was a playground rule. Let's see. Caesar's asking what bottle you are. I have to take a guess before you answer. Single malt brown note is the Westland 9 year. Then there's two bourbons. Let's see. Tom Flery and a Rich Grain. Then there's a rye, which I'm going to guess is the and then I can't see the label on the fourth one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's white label. That's either the Cedar Ridge wheat or maybe the Brookellen wheat.
I'm sad to say that you're way off on that, but mostly because this is in our home office, which we don't use as much anymore. So it's actually our fall 2023 collection. Balcones X Pete, Smooth Ambler Bourbon, New Riff Bourbon, Corbin Cash Rye, and Andalusia Triple Distilled Texas Single Malt. And nowadays we have our production space, so we do most of our calls from there, but probably update those. But those are all really good bottles. All right, I think I'm ready to be very wrong.
Yeah, I think I'm wrong as well. But I think I got it.
It's not like they're bad bottles up there, Nora. I mean, those are perfect bottles to leave up there. Okay. Adam, we'll start with you this time. Adam, we're going to run down all the way through the list, and then Brian, I'll switch over to you.
Okay.
Cool.
So
I'm saying-
generic, Adam.
Single malt,
ABV.
100.
Generic casking.
I'm gonna go with new and used.
Specific category.
Now here's where it starts to get tricky, but I'm gonna say American single malt.
And specific ABV.
Sticking with 100.
Specific casking.
New oak and ex bourbon.
Distillery and bottle guess.
Here's where it really gets hard, and there are a couple options that I thought would be interesting, but I'm going with Andalusia Distillery in Blanco, Texas, a Lost Lantern partner, and the exact bottle being Andalusia Striker, which is their whiskey that is partly smoked with Texas scrub oak.
Perfect.
Fancy.
Brian, generic category.
Single malt.
Also, okay.
I think
80.
this one's 92 proof, and I fucked up on my last one. I think that one's 86. FYI.
Generic casking.
I'm going to say new and used as well.
Category. Specific.
Scotch single malt. Sticking with 92. And then I'm going to do first fill bourbon and sherry casks.
Distillery and bottle guess for you, Brian.
Ben Morak 15.
Ben Romick.
There you go. That one.
And then the 15.
Yeah.
Okay. And Adam, do you have an age guess on this?
I didn't write it down, but I will say 3 years old.
3.
That's 3 years in Texas.
3 years in Texas.
God bless Texas.
God bless Texas. Corey's favorite type of whiskey, Texas whiskey. Isn't that right, Corey? All right, guys, go ahead and crack into sample number 3.
Ooh. Ooh.
I agree with that.
That's higher proof.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
Mm-hmm. That's tasty. Now that one tastes like candy. I really like this one.
Super piney to me.
Mm-hmm.
Something weird going on with it, I think.
Meth.
I don't know yet if it's a finish or unusual style, but we'll see.
I think he gave us meth. Because this tastes like deliciousness, and I don't want to stop drinking it.
I'm glad that we feel exactly the same way about meth.
That's good.
Wow. Super syrupy. Super good, though. Mm.
Excuse me.
What is it?
I hate to say this, but I'm gonna keep doing what I keep doing. I'm gonna get same category all the way fucking through on this one.
Last time I guessed a bunch of weird categories like Irish single malt, and it mostly ended up being Scotch. But
With his collection, I did the math.
Oh boy.
you calculated the odds.
I did. It's like
Wow.
42% you're gonna get a Scotch and a Scotch single malt.
I'd like to see the math done on just getting a single malt.
So you're basically card counting over there.
Kind of. You gave me a list. I'm gonna do the math on it.
The list is
That's
out
fair.
there for you to use as you see fit.
I did the same thing Chelsea said she was going to do. I just did the math. Yeah.
This is very intriguing.
Yep. Hmm.
All right. And
All I
now
really know for sure is that's high proof.
I'm
Yeah.
switching off and I'm doing the Mountain Meadow.
Nice.
Yes.
Fancy.
Which big news in the world of single malt. As of Sunday, it is now in the books. TTB Chapter 4 has its own designation. It's there. You can look it up. That is awesome.
It was great to see that.
Yeah, we're so excited. And also we realized we have to submit a bunch of single malt labels to the TTB pretty soon. And we're like, oh, we have to actually go read those regulations and figure out what we can do now. Like, I have to look at it and see, like, do I have to put American single malt? Can I put American single malt whiskey? We just haven't even gotten that deep into it yet, but we're really excited for it.
So, as I understand it, the term that's protected is American single malt whiskey.
Yes. Think so.
Because single malt whiskey,
Yep.
it would have been just malt whiskey, 51%, blah, blah, blah. Single didn't
Right.
mean anything. But the term that they protected was American single malt whiskey. So, or straight American single malt whiskey, either way. Which I would assume, for the most part, anybody that you're buying stuff from is going to qualify as straight because it's 2 years old.
Yeah.
Or more.
Yeah.
Sometimes we've done some pretty young stuff from Whiskey Del Bach because they're in Arizona. But other than that,
Yep, that would be an exception to most of the rules.
Yeah.
He's a real boy. Yes, Randall. So my list that I send is updated always. Every time I add one, I update that list. So in between pouring samples for the round and the start of the next round, everything that's been added is now in the new list again. If that's why you were asking. If you were just asking for general conversation, yes, I did. Just there is 2 whiskeys that are not on that list that I just picked up this past weekend, and I finally found some in a store, and I'm excited to have them. Some Spirits of French Lick.
Sorry, just the name's funny.
It is funny, but it's clearly, well, it's definitely Alan Bishop's stuff that he made before he left there. So that's good. That's what I was after. I wanted something from Alan Bishop from there. But I got their bourbon, the Maddie Gladden, and then their rye, which I don't remember what it was called, but it's another name.
I know what this is now. I'm done. Because I just had this.
I'm striking out on this one, so we'll see where I end up. But I think
I'm
it's going to
curious
be pretty for the Lost Lantern team.
Well,
I'm curious.
I already
about
told
the-
you.
Add
I'm
this
already-
comment, Brian.
I told you. I think I'm going to lose.
Yeah, you keep saying that, which makes it all the more embarrassing if it in fact is me who loses.
I don't think
yes,
so.
Randall Sinclair, something Sinclair. Thomas Sinclair, is that right?
I mean, there's a serial killer named Sinclair.
You guys got just a few minutes here. I'm going to.
That's good.
I know last week I said I was working on ads. I have not finished yet, so I'm gonna play one that I haven't played yet for Richards. But here's a Richards ad. As I watched that, I realized how rough that was. The new ones are looking a lot better.
God, that's so good.
And we do have, other than Adrian might not be. Is Adrian in the chat? Did I see Adrian?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Anyways, I was going to say, otherwise we would have all the members of the Bourbon with Friends podcast here, which generally I talk about it. But Brian, since you're here, tell us something that I haven't said about it before.
10th Mountain Whiskey is going on its 11 years of service now. We've been around for that long. We do a American single malt, a bourbon, a rye, a Pinot Noir brandy, a cordial that's infused with peach, vanilla, and sage from the local Colorado region up here in the higher plains, and then a potato vodka, and what's the last one? Moonshine. It's 100% corn moonshine that we get and produce with as well. All for sale online. We can ship to 42 different states all across the country, and we are currently in 28 states around the United States in stores. So if you guys have any questions, please reach out to 10thwhiskey.com/support, where I'm happy to answer all your questions. Or you can email me at brian@10thwhiskey.com.
Perfect. Potato vodka. Talk to me about your potato vodka. Do you peel the potatoes first? Do you buy them peeled?
We buy potato flakes either from Pueblo, Colorado or northern Idaho. It just depends on the time of year that we're getting it from. So we have two different regions. We like to keep it more local and try to buy our potatoes local. So we try to get most of it from Pueblo.
Okay.
If not, it does come from northern Idaho because they do produce a good amount of potatoes.
They produce
distilled at least 10 to 12 times.
Okay. So that's the potato flakes is a really cool thing. And if you are wondering, potato flakes, yes, it is exactly the box O spuds that you make mashed potatoes with out of a box. That's basically exactly what it is. Distilleries that do a potato vodka do like to do that option because otherwise, yes, you have to peel the freaking potatoes.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
And that is a chore.
But that is our company as a whole. We also sell barrel-aged honey, barrel-aged maple syrup. We also sell our own bitters that we make as well.
Nice.
We have different glasses if you guys want that, merchandise and other things of that nature.
Local honey, local syrup?
No.
Okay.
I wish. We had to go with a larger place that could give us that stuff.
It is like up there. Do you guys even have maple trees up there to make enough syrup?
No.
I think so. Okay. That seems to be a lower tree, a maple tree. So
definitely ain't being up here in this temperature right now. So
All right. Bryan, are you ready?
Oh yeah.
Adam, are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. So, Bryan, we're going to start it off with you this time. Generic category.
Single malt.
ABV.
I'm hovering on this one. I want to say 65%. I'll go with 28%. 128 proof for right now.
128 proof.
128 proof.
So 64%.
64%. That may change. Give me a minute.
Cast type. Do you want a minute now, or do you want a minute throughout your whole?
Well, I'll keep going through it. Scotch single malt. Again.
New generic casking.
Oh, use.
Okay. You're saying Scottish single malt?
Yes.
Okay. Specific ABV, or do you want to come back to it?
Let me come back to that.
Okay.
Let me do an X bourbon.
And do you have a distillery and bottle guess in mind?
Glen Farkas Cast Strength 105. Because I just had a friend's house that is really rich, and I can't afford this bottle or find it.
Okay. Do you want to? You got 64% right now on your generic ABV. Do you want to keep that? Change it?
65. Change it.
Go with 65. And then specific, do you want to stay with the 65?
Yes.
All right. Adam.
I'm pretty sure I'm off, but I think that's it.
Some of my answers are similar and some of them are very different. I also think it's single malt for the generic category. I also think it's 130 for the generic proof, so 65. For generic cooperage, I'm going to say new and used.
Okay.
And then for specific category, I'm going in a different direction and saying American single malt again. Stick with 130 for the proof. For the cask, I'm saying new American oak and rum cask finish. And for the distillery in the bottle, I'm saying Brooklyn Distilling in Brooklyn, New York, and the Brooklyn Distilling American single malt rum finish, 6-year-old.
Can I change my answer? Arlo, dude, sorry, my dog just farted and it's making me choke.
Oof.
That's not an excuse for messing up your palate.
It is now. Well, we're done now. I'm pretty sure I just lost, just based off that last answer.
I mean, I could be completely wrong. I was last time.
I think the first one I'm off on the proof, which kind of pisses me off. But I don't care.
Do you guys have an age guess for this bottle, Bryan? Go ahead with yours.
10.
And Adam, yours. You said 6 year.
Yeah.
I remember that now. Okay. Well, the good news is we don't need the age guesses. There isn't a tie.
Adam. Ow, shouldn't raise my arm that high.
Do you guys have a sample? Bryan, what was your sample that was your favorite out of the three?
Number 3.
Number 3 was your favorite. Adam?
Maybe also number 3, but I'll go with number 1 just to be different.
Okay.
It was a toss-up between those two. I mean, they're both really good.
All right. So sample number 2 is where we're going to start. And you both said single malt. So you both took a point on that one. Bryan, you said 92 proof. Adam, you said 100 proof. Adam, you snuck in by the skin of your teeth on a point for the generic ABV. It is actually 48.2, so just shy of 100 proof.
Oh, look at that. That was way off.
Generic casking. You both said new and used. You both get a point there. It is new and used oak. Generic category. Bryan, you said Scottish single malt. Adam, you said American single malt. Adam, you're going to take a point on that. It is an ASM. You guys kept your proofs. That's the same, so no points there for the specific ABV. Cask for you both. You're both going to take a point on this, and it's technicality points, but you both got something that was in there. So if it's done in multiple casks, if you get 2 of the cask types, you're going to take the point. So Bryan, you said ex-bourbon and sherry. There is ex-bourbon and sherry cask in it. Adam, you said new and ex-bourbon. There is both new and ex-bourbon cask in this. So you're both taking a point on that one. Age guess, Bryan, you said 15. Adam, you said 3. None of it matters, but it is roughly about 6 years old.
Okay.
Distillery, Ben Romick. The bottle of the Ben Romick 15 for you, Bryan. Andalusia Striker for you, Adam. Nobody got points on that one. It is the Hill Rock single malt.
Ooh, interesting.
So it's slightly peated American single malt. The only part of this whiskey that wasn't grown at the farm and floor malted at the place was the little bit of Speyside peated malt that they brought in for it.
So,
See, I told you you're going to win.
This is one of my absolute favorite bottles. I absolutely love this distillery, and I thought it was a little on the nose that it was so close to you up there, Adam. And you guys haven't worked with them yet, have you?
I'm not. Yeah. Hopefully,
we are going to move to sample number 3 next. You guys did tie on this one.
Ooh.
Like I said, I'm losing.
Does that mean we both got everything wrong?
You both got 0 points on this one.
Holy shit.
Bryan, you
Amazing.
said single malt. Adam, you said single malt. It is actually a rye.
Really? Wow.
You both guessed that it was very high proof, and you are right. It is high proof. But Bryan, you said 65%. Adam, you said 130. Basically the same. I mean, that is the same. But its ABV is 67.7% or 135.4 proof. Cask type, you both said, well, Bryan, you said used. Adam, you said new and used. Cask type is new and new only. Category, Scottish single malt for you, Bryan. American single malt for you, Adam. It is a straight rye. We covered the proof at 67.7. Bryan, you stayed at 65. Adam, you stayed at 65. Bryan, ex-bourbon for you was your cask type. New and rum finish was yours, Adam, so no points there. Glen Farkless, 105, your distillery and bottle guess, Bryan. Adam, you said the Brickellen 6-year American single malt finished in a rum barrel. It is actually Tattersall cast strength. This one happens to be a store pick, but they also offer the cast strength rye, which is basically the same thing. Just didn't get picked by a store, not a single barrel.
That's really good. Way the fuck
Guess
off.
I might have to get up there next time I'm in the upper Midwest.
Have you gotten into the outside of the Showdown samples that I've sent you yet?
Some of them, but I don't have my notes.
Okay. I don't remember if I sent you a Tattersall, and I don't think I did because I think I said after I mailed them out, said to myself, damn it, I didn't send him a Tattersall.
I'm really happy you didn't send him a Tattersall.
That's the thing. I want to send so many things out, and I get this whole thing going on. I get a box full of them, and then I send it, and I'm like, son of a bitch, I didn't send this, or I wanted to send this. So then I got to do another one. All right. So it comes down to sample number 1. Sample
What's
number
the
1.
score right now?
The score right now is 3-5 in favor of Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Generic category. You both said single malt. Neither one of you get a point on that one. Generic ABV. Brian, you said 92. Adam, you said 92. Now, Brian, I'm not allowing you to change your answer here. However, in the middle of sample 2, you said you wanted to put something else for the ABV on this one. What was your something else?
86.
It is 86 proof. 43%. Generic casking. You both said used. You both get a point for that one. Specific category. You both said Scottish single malt. It is an Irish blended whiskey. So it is malt and grain blended together.
Interesting.
Okay.
We covered the proof at 43% or 86 proof. 92 and 92 you guys stayed at.
But I changed it.
Specific casking. Brian, you said ex-bourbon and sherry. Adam, you said ex-bourbon only. It is ex-bourbon and Calvados.
Ooh.
Interesting.
You both
So
said
is that
10
no
years.
points for anybody.
No points. No points there. You both said 10 years for your age. Distillery, Talisker 10 for you, Ryan. Aaron 10 for you, Adam. It is actually the Whistler, which is the Bone Distillery, Boann, 2 N's, I think. And this is the Calvados bottle. Red label, maroon label, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, blended Irish whiskey. No single pot still in the blend, just grain and malt. And then all ex-bourbon aging and then blended together, finished in a Calvados cask. So that is a total of 1-1 on that one. So we have a total of 4-6 in favor of Adam.
Told you would win. If you gave me my proof back.
Adam's sample number 2 went the right way with the American single malt and squeaking in on the proof there.
Yeah.
Other than that, you guys were pretty close all the way through. Pretty close.
That was good.
I thought these were 3 really tough samples. When these pulled out of the randomizer, I'm like, wow, that's actually a really tough sample set. So
Well, I can tell you, I really enjoyed
surprises
all of
me.
them. The rye really surprised me. I definitely thought it was a Scotch single malt, but now that it's coming after it, I kind of get the rye, but not too much.
Have you
But
had
great job,
anyone?
Adam.
Thank you. Great job to you too. These are hard.
Yeah.
you guys both did fantastic, realistically.
Jerem, have you had anyone nail the exact distillery and bottle this round?
This round,
No.
I don't think so. I think there's been a bottle guess, but it was because it was independent bottler, so all they had to do was guess the actual independent bottler, not the very specific one of it. Chelsea did that by saying a Lost Lantern.
Oh, nice.
But to hit, this season, yes, I've had it twice, I think.
Yeah, I was one of them.
And Whiskey Deke had the other one.
Yeah.
Nice.
But no, round 2, no.
What Lost Lantern did you do with Chelsea? I think I missed it when we were in Hawaii on vacation. I apologize for not watching while we were there.
Far flung
so
bourbon
sorry.
wine.
Nice.
I mean, you're in Hawaii? What else is there to do? Watch the show. Right. Was that a good vacation? Did you have fun?
It was a great trip. We almost got to see the volcano erupt. We saw a little bit of lava, but missed the big eruption. And pretty spectacular. We visited some distilleries too, including a few rum agricole producers, and got to go check out a sugarcane farm, which is pretty cool. And
Nice.
Also a cacao farm just for fun, not for any Lost Lantern purposes, just to see like a bean to bar chocolate bar, like basically made same as a grain to glass whiskey, except like they grow the chocolate right there and make it into chocolate bar right there. And that was super cool. Can't grow that one.
Was
I'm
this
kinda
a Lost
pissed.
Lantern trip, or was this a personal trip that you tie into the business just enough?
It was mostly vacation with a couple days of visiting distilleries because we're going all the way out there. So of course,
Might as well.
it
Perfect.
only takes like 20 hours to get there from Vermont.
I can imagine. Is there a lot of whiskey produced in Hawaii? One or two, maybe?
There's one or two. There's a decent amount of rum. And I'm sure people ask us all the time if we're going to expand outside of whiskey. The answer is not anytime soon. But it was cool to visit those places now for if and when we do decide to. Because rum agricole is really interesting, and it's a real sense of place. It can only be made like the places we went are both estate farms that they're like Frey Ranch except for rum and growing like heirloom sugarcane, and that's super cool.
I know.
Which island were you on?
We did Oahu and the Big Island, Hawaii.
Okay.
We had a little meetup this past weekend, and Caesar here is a big tequila fan. And he was talking to me about can't be called tequila, obviously, because it's not Mexico, but agave spirit from Hawaii. They're growing the agave there and doing tequila with it, so to speak.
I read about that place and looked into it. It's on Maui, I think, and we couldn't do 3 islands in one trip, but would have been very fun to check it out.
So if you don't know the flights, you can get a flight for $60 one way from island to island.
Yeah.
So it's just a taxi service there for them.
Right.
That's kind of cool. All right. Excellent. Well, Adam, I would love to give you your next date, but without my cheat sheet in the background here, I don't know it.
Yeah,
well, we can wait.
Figure it out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's one guy that needs to lose first or win first, so you can beat him, or hopefully he loses next week.
Yeah. I mean, he is. He's a little confident right now that he is going to be going up against Adam. I'm hoping he's still here in the chat, but that he mentioned that to me the other day. So we'll see. Whiskey Deke, you gotta do everybody proud. You gotta take them out.
Please, God, do. But this was fun. Thank you so much, Jerm, for this.
Hey, I love doing it. Thank you guys both for taking the time and joining us and dealing with the technical difficulty in the beginning. I appreciate you waiting and passing the news along to the chat so that it wasn't a no call, no show situation. But yeah, Adam, congratulations on the win. Bryan, excellent job as usual. You both did great. And I don't have a drink in front of me, but everybody in the chat, thank you so much for tuning in and sticking around and hanging with me. I do this because you guys actually enjoy it, I think. Y'all show up every week, so either you just do it to be nice or you actually enjoy it. I'm hoping you enjoy it. But yeah, I wouldn't do this without you guys. So cheers, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.